Hello class and welcome to week 4. So in week 4, we're lucky to read one of James Joyce's works of short story and fiction called Araby. James Joyce is a genius. He comes from Ireland. He wrote in Ireland. He's most notable for writing Dubliners and Ulysses and Finnegan's Wake. Now, Dubliners is actually a collection of short stories about Irish people, and it makes it a very significant work in Irish literature that we are lucky to read in English. And it is existential and really delves into issues of identity, Irish identity, politics, and growing up in Ireland as a young man or woman. Also, Araby, which is one of the works we have to read for this week, is in Dubliners. So when you're reading Araby, there are many themes and issues to consider. One of them is the fiction genre itself. What is real and what is not real? Araby is written in the perspective of a child, so it can be classified as even children's literature. However, even though it may be children's literature, the language, the issues, they're quite complex and complicated. So, what are some questions and themes to consider? First of all, what is the child's place in this world? There's a lot of politics in Araby. There's issues of Orientalism, exoticism, infusion of East and Asia into the West and into Ireland especially. How does that affect the psyche and the identity of this child growing up within this rather not closed-minded but unaware part of unaware population that may not be so used to things from the East and Asian culture. So what issues of identity can you see within this text? How does the child view the bazaar? So Araby is about a child who really wants to go to this festival. They in the short story it's called a bazaar, so Arabic from the East. And there's a lot of mysticism, a lot of artifacts, culture, food, performances, and this mesmerizes the child, and he really wants to go see this. So he waits, and he ultimately goes to the bazaar. And what happens there? James Joyce is known for epiphanies. So most of his short stories, especially within the short story collection Dubliners, center around revelations or epiphanies. Epiphanies are coming to terms with a realization or truth, or learning something that you may not have known before. Epiphany can also be a miracle. So ask yourself, what is the epiphany within Araby? What does the child come to terms with? What does he learn? What identity issues does he finally awaken to? Or what does he learn about the world and Ireland, or the East and Asia in general? So James Joyce was a genius, and he paved the way for a lot of experimental writing and a lot of writing that is out of the norm. He was known for Ulysses, which was published in the 1920s, and a lot of his work is considered ahead of its time. Ulysses was actually banned because it was just too weird. In addition, he was categorized as late 20th century, which makes him significant because he was writing at the turning point of the century in industrialization. Anyway, so hope you enjoy reading Araby, and that's the lesson for week 4.